During COVID, there's two huge mistakes I probably made, and that put some bad blood between a bunch of us. We save us, we save the special, and yet it's just heartbreaking to her when the reality finally hits right in front of her. This has been going on for so long.
That doesn't know how to let it go.
It was time to kind of leave it.
Like this is the final nail in the coffin of our dream.
Welcome back to Reality Tea, your home for all the deepest dives, unfiltered reactions, and explosive truth bombs from Sister Wives and TLC's biggest reality stories. If you thought the Brown family had seen every kind of drama, you're about to realize this one hits on a whole different level. Because right now, fans are asking one question that no one saw coming. Was Kody Brown's property actually surrounded? It all started late one night in Flagstaff, Arizona. A few shaky clips started circulating online, flashing lights, cars pulled over, and voices echoing through the cool desert air. The footage was grainy, but viewers swore they could make out the familiar outline of Kody Brown's truck. Within hours, social media exploded with hashtags like Kody Raid and Sister Wives Scandal. Fans weren't just curious, they were shocked, confused, even scared. Posts popped up on Reddit threads and fan pages, claiming something serious was happening near Coyote Pass, the family's long-discussed property that's been sitting in limbo for years. One user wrote, "There were police everywhere. I saw two black SUVs heading up the road toward Kody's land." Another chimed in, "I live nearby. Whatever was happening, it wasn't normal." At first, everyone thought it was a joke, another rumor in a long list of Sister Wives internet theories. But when a few local news outlets began quietly mentioning a disturbance reported near that same area, things started to feel real. The timing was almost too perfect. Kody had recently made headlines for clashing with neighbors over property boundaries and tension about permits. Could it have been connected? Or was something much bigger at play? As the night went on, fans started sharing old clips of Kody acting erratically, storming off interviews, ranting in confessionals about losing control, even snapping at producers. People began connecting dots that might not have been there, but one thing was undeniable: something had triggered a full-blown media storm. By morning, TLC's social channels were flooded with messages demanding answers. Why are cops at Kody's place? Is this being filmed for Sister Wives? Why isn't anyone talking? And that's where it got even stranger. None of the family members, not Robin, not Janelle, not even Christine, said a word. Usually, someone would post a cryptic quote or a subtle clapback on Instagram. But this time? Silence. That silence spoke volumes. Meanwhile, an insider claiming to work on the show hinted that the crew had been told to stand by for possible filming delays due to unforeseen circumstances. Suddenly, theories were everywhere. Was TLC covering up something? Was Kody hiding? And then came the biggest rumor of them all, that this wasn't just a neighborhood dispute, but a raid. It spread like wildfire. Kody's house surrounded. Multiple units on site. Cameras not allowed. It sounded unreal, but the way people described it, you couldn't shake the feeling that maybe, just maybe, there was something the family didn't want the world to see. What really happened that night? Why did no one in the Brown family step forward to clear the air? And what was it about this incident that had TLC producers scrambling behind the scenes? Because according to one insider, the truth isn't just shocking, it's dangerous. When the sun rose over Flagstaff the next morning, the Brown family's silence was deafening. Social media was in chaos, and every fan page from Reddit to Facebook was buzzing. But this time, the whispers had taken a strange new turn. People weren't just talking about a police visit anymore. They were spinning theories that Kody was hiding some kind of secret side business. It started when a few sharp-eyed fans noticed that Kody's name had popped up in a local business registry, something small, recently filed, vague enough to cause a storm of speculation. The name was generic, something like Desert Supply LLC, but it was the address that caught everyone's attention. It was near Coyote Pass. That one detail sent the rumor mill into overdrive. What's Kody selling? Is he flipping land, or something more? Why are the police showing up near his property? The questions kept coming. Then a fan dropped a bombshell, an unverified post claiming that authorities had been investigating a business operation linked to one of the Browns' properties. The post didn't mention names, but that didn't stop fans from connecting dots. In minutes, Kody's name was trending again. To make things worse, a clip from an old Sister Wives episode resurfaced, one where Kody joked about trying to find new income streams as the family's financial struggles deepened. The comment, innocent at the time, suddenly sounded suspicious. Some fans laughed it off, but others were convinced it was a hidden clue. On YouTube, Content creators jumped in, analyzing every facial expression, every line of dialogue from Kody and Robyn's confessionals. A few channels even claimed to have exclusive insider sources, hinting that something big was happening behind the scenes. But what really set things ablaze was when a local Flagstaff journalist mentioned in a podcast that law enforcement vehicles had been seen near a television personality's residence during the same timeframe the fan videos were taken. She didn't say who it was, she didn't have to. Suddenly, the pieces started to fit, or at least, fans thought they did. Maybe the flashing lights weren't random. Maybe they were connected to Kody's so-called business venture. Maybe the raid wasn't a raid at all, but a routine check gone wrong. Still, no official confirmation. No comment from TLC. No word from the Browns. Nothing but theories and silence. And as the story spread, another layer of mystery appeared. Someone claiming to be a former production assistant for Sister Wives posted, and then deleted, a message saying, "TLC doesn't want this footage to air." That single sentence sent shockwaves through the fandom. Why would the network suppress footage unless it showed something they didn't want the world to see? Robyn was spotted days later looking tense, rushing through a grocery store parking lot with her phone pressed tightly to her ear. Paparazzi shouted questions, but she kept her head down. Kody, meanwhile, hadn't been seen in public for nearly a week. Was he hiding? Planning damage control? Or was he simply waiting for the dust to settle before reclaiming his spotlight? What fans didn't know is that there was more to the story, something that had quietly been brewing for months. And the truth behind those raid rumors was about to take a shocking turn that would leave even longtime viewers speechless. Because someone, a voice close to the production, was about to break their silence. And what they were ready to reveal could flip the entire narrative upside down. By the end of that tense week, fans were restless. The hashtags weren't slowing down, the Reddit threads were multiplying by the hour, and every corner of social media was pulsing with one question: what is Kody Brown really hiding? Then came an anonymous tip that changed everything. It wasn't a tabloid leak or a fan theory this time, it was a direct message sent to a mid-sized entertainment blog that covered Sister Wives for years. The sender claimed to have worked closely with Kody on private business matters connected to his land near Coyote Pass. The tone of the message was eerie, short, precise, almost too calm. It said, "The cameras show the family, but not what really funds it." The blogger posted it instantly, and within hours, Reality T and other channels picked it up. That one sentence sparked the next wave of chaos. Fans started digging through business records again, looking for patterns, for anything that could explain what the message meant. And then, they found something odd. A small but steady stream of deliveries had been registered to a storage unit under one of Kody's LLCs, a company with no website, no social media, and no public listing of services. The deliveries were large, marked as equipment, but no one could figure out what kind. It wasn't building material or camera gear, at least not the kind used for Sister Wives. An insider who once worked with the production team told a podcast host that Kody had become increasingly private about his new business, often taking calls off camera and refusing to let producers film in certain areas near the property. He said he wanted privacy, the insider recalled, but there was something secretive about it. Like he didn't want anyone to ask questions. What was supposed to be a side hustle, fans believed, had turned into something much bigger, something that had to stay hidden. And then came the most chilling rumor yet, that what Kody was selling wasn't a product in the traditional sense. It was something that needed to move quietly, without receipts, without questions, without too much attention. Fans started using the word underground. They whispered about hidden partnerships, off-the-record transactions, even coded references in old interviews where Kody talked about supply and demand in ways that suddenly felt deliberate. Of course, there's no proof, only speculation. But the silence from Kody, the secrecy of his so-called business, and the sudden police presence that night all painted a picture that was hard to ignore. One former friend of the family even hinted in a live stream, "You think you know who Kody is, but trust me, the man's running more than a family. He's running an operation." That clip went viral overnight. Meanwhile, TLC was reportedly holding an emergency meeting to decide how to handle the growing controversy. One insider claimed that the network was evaluating footage from recent shoots to determine what could legally be aired. If true, it meant there was something caught on camera, something viewers weren't supposed to see. But here's the thing no one expected: a few frames from that unreleased footage had already leaked, and what they showed raised more questions than answers. A dark shed, a locked trailer, and Kody, late at night, carrying boxes no one could identify. The clip was blurry, the lighting dim, but his face, unmistakable. Was this the proof fans had been searching for? Or was it another cleverly edited moment meant to stir controversy? Either way, it left the fandom stunned and desperate for the truth. Because if what people believe about Kody's business is even half true, this story isn't just about reality TV anymore. It's about how far one man might go to protect a secret buried deep in the Arizona desert. As the days went on, Flagstaff felt quieter, but not calmer. The silence had changed from confusion to suspicion. Everyone in town seemed to have a theory, but one story kept rising above the rest. A few locals, claiming to live near Coyote Pass, started whispering about something strange they'd seen late at night. One neighbor described it like this: "It's always around the same time, right after midnight. He drives out, and he's always carrying a suitcase. Then a few hours later, he comes back, and the suitcase looks heavier." That single statement sent social media into meltdown. Clips of people claiming to have seen the same thing spread across TikTok and YouTube. Some insisted it was all just rumors, maybe Kody was filming something, maybe it was business paperwork, maybe he was just running errands. But others? They were convinced it was part of something bigger. Fans online began piecing together timelines. The nights the neighbors mentioned often matched days when Kody wasn't seen in public or filming. The speculation got wild. "He's moving something," one user posted. "Maybe it's cash, maybe it's contracts, maybe it's something we're not supposed to know about." A drone clip even surfaced online, shaky, low resolution, but eerie. It showed headlights pulling up near one of Kody's storage buildings at around 1 a.m. A figure stepped out, carrying what looked like that same suitcase. Moments later, the lights went off. No one could confirm the footage's authenticity, but that didn't stop fans from treating it like evidence. Meanwhile, TLC's silence only fueled the fire. The network made no comment, no statement, nothing. And Robyn? Nowhere to be seen. Her social media accounts went quiet, no posts, no updates, no responses. Even Janelle, who's usually active online, avoided all fan questions about the night trips. But then something strange happened. One of the neighbors who had spoken out deleted their posts entirely. Gone. Their account was wiped clean, like it never existed. Another neighbor said they'd been asked to stop talking by someone connected to the production. That phrase, "connected to the production," immediately reignited every theory out there. Was TLC covering something up? Or was this simply a family matter that got blown out of proportion? In the background, a single photo started making the rounds, blurry, taken from far away, showing Kody's truck parked near the edge of Coyote Pass late at night. The caption read, "He's still going out there. Same time, same suitcase." The image went viral within hours. News outlets picked it up, gossip blogs reposted it, and even Sister Wives fan pages debated whether it was real or staged. But through it all, one thing became clear: something about Kody's nightly routine didn't add up. And when a former crew member hinted that these late-night trips had been happening for months, the story took a darker, more mysterious turn. According to them, he'd tell the crew to wrap early, say he needed time alone. Then he'd disappear until morning. Disappearing into the night, returning before sunrise, each trip adding fuel to the fire of what was already one of the most talked about moments in Sister Wives history. Whatever was in that suitcase, whatever was keeping Kody up at night, fans were desperate to know. Because one night, one of those trips didn't end the same way. That was the night the lights came back. The sirens. The same ones from the original video that started this entire storm. And this time, someone caught what happened next on camera. The footage surfaced just as the story seemed to be fading. It wasn't long or clear, just 30 seconds of shaky camera work taken from across the dark Arizona hills. But it was enough to reignite the storm. At first, all you could see were headlights, faint and distant. Then, a shadow moved across the frame, someone stepping out of a truck near the edge of Coyote Pass. The figure looked like Kody. The same posture, the same jacket fans had seen on Sister Wives countless times. And there it was again, the suitcase. He placed it on the ground for a moment, looked around, and then disappeared behind one of the small storage sheds. The person filming zoomed in just in time to catch something strange, a brief flash of light inside the shed, like someone opening a lid or a compartment. And then, the sound. A faint hum. Metallic. Unfamiliar. It lasted only seconds before the video cut out entirely. The clip ended abruptly, no explanation, no context. That's all it took. Within minutes, it spread across Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. Reality TV fans filled the comments section, trying to decode every frame. Was it edited? Was it real? Why did it cut off? And why, after that night, did Kody disappear from the public eye completely? Days passed. No posts, no paparazzi sightings, not even a glimpse of him at local stores or events. The usually loud and unpredictable Kody Brown had gone completely silent. Robin avoided the media, neighbors stopped talking, and TLC quietly pulled Sister Wives reruns off its late-night schedule for review. Then, out of nowhere, an anonymous email hit several entertainment inboxes, no subject line, no name attached. It contained one cryptic sentence: "You've only seen half of what he hides." That was it. No attachments, no proof. But the timing was too perfect. It arrived just hours after the footage went viral. Fans immediately started connecting the dots again, convinced it was from someone close to the Browns, maybe a crew member, maybe a family friend, maybe even one of the wives. And that's when everything changed. A local Flagstaff reporter claimed that activity had been seen again on Kody's property: unmarked trucks, brief flashes of light, movement late into the night. She said she couldn't get close enough to confirm anything, but her voice in the report trembled just slightly as she ended with, "Whatever's happening there, it's not over." Online, theories exploded. Some said it was a business expansion. Others believed it was a secret filming location for an unannounced TLC project. But a small group of fans had a different theory entirely, one that no one could confirm, yet no one could disprove either. Because in every photo, every clip, every whispered account, the one thing that never changed was that suitcase. Always the same size. Always the same time of night. Always carried by Kody, and always coming back looking just a little heavier. And the final detail that pushed this story into full-blown mystery? That shed. The one from the leaked video. The morning after the last sighting, someone noticed something new on its door: a padlock. A brand new, shiny padlock, still glinting in the Arizona sun. No one knows what's inside. No one knows what's being hidden. But one thing's certain: the truth behind Kody Brown's late-night trips is still out there, waiting to be uncovered. And as of tonight, fans aren't just asking what's in the suitcase. They're asking what happens when someone finally dares to open it. Because when that day comes, it won't just change Sister Wives. It might change how we see the entire Brown family forever. If you want the full truth, stay locked right here with Reality Tea, your first source for Sister Wives investigations, exclusive breakdowns, and the stories TLC won't tell you. Hit subscribe, tap the notification bell, and never miss an update, because the next reveal is coming soon, and trust me, you won't believe what's inside.